body in the mirror. Like, come on now, you're really ugly. Bitch, you're fat. So, to get technical, what you gonna do? Sit on me? That's the most you can probably do. Like, be hippo ass. You happy your calves? Cause dear, you bitch, you're fat. But you look way prettier than you.
Hey guys, before I actually start speaking about this, I want to say that I'm not doing this video for attention, for the likes, for the comments, or for the sympathy, or for anybody to feel bad. I'm doing this because I just feel like speaking on it. So, in the beginning of this video, you guys saw things that were said to me. All of that is not fake. It's all real. It's all things that were actually said to me directly. Like, they literally took the time to record it and send it to me. So, before those things were sent to me, I wasn't really at a place, like, I wasn't insecure about some things, but I wasn't, like, so deep into my insecurities, like, to think about them all the time. When those things were sent to me, and the screenshots, and like I have screenshots of things that were sent to me too, it all took me to a very dark place, and I didn't really speak on it to anybody, just to a couple friends that know about it, and my boyfriend. Like, nobody else knew. Like, my mom didn't know, nobody else. So all those things that were being said about me were obviously harsh. I didn't really think all those things about me. But once I started to listen to them more, like, once I started to listen to that constantly, like, constantly getting called that, I actually started to believe all those things. Like, calling me a hippo, I was like, you know what? They're right. I am a hippo. Calling me ugly, I would stare at myself in the mirror and be like, wow, I am ugly. They would make fun of my calves. I would look at my legs like, wow, they're right. Like, I'm just fat and ugly. And it just took me to a very dark place where I would cry at night sometimes and just think like, wow, all the things that I hate about myself, all the things I don't like about myself or whatever, people saw it. Like, that's the first thing people see. Like, I didn't know those girls, like, they weren't my friends or anything. It's just things they saw based off of my pictures, or based off my Snapchat and my Facebook and my Instagram. All of that was based on my social media, like, and my physical appearance, not like, they didn't know me enough to, they didn't talk to me enough to get to know me or anything. Like, it was just, they were coming at my appearance. So, like I said, it took me to a very dark place, and I didn't know how to deal with it. I would just, like, sometimes I would just shut down. I'll just sit there and I'll be thinking, like, some people thought I was spaced. No, I was just sitting there, and I'm like, just thinking, like, I'm not worth it. I'm not beautiful. And, like, everything they just said, like, it kept playing in my head and playing, like, you're fat, you're ugly, you're a hippo, blah, blah. Like, it just all started playing together. And the devil saw that as an opportunity to try to bring me down. And I would sit there, and at night, and I would just think, like, nobody's gonna, like, nobody loves me. Like, I really, all those things that those girls said is true. And I just went into this phase where I was pushing everybody away. I was pushing my boyfriend away. I just didn't want to talk. But when I got to in person with people, I would just act like everything's okay, and I would laugh and I would smile and I would have a good time. But when I got home and I was on my bed and I was just by myself, yeah, it sucked. And I'm not gonna say I didn't have anybody, because the people that knew about the situation would make me feel, or try to make me feel better. They will call me beautiful, and that not to believe them, that they're just jealous, whatever. And I'm very grateful for them people, but I just didn't believe it. I felt like that was it. Like, if I didn't love myself, who else will love me, you know? Like, that's what my mindset was. And then one day I was staring at myself in the mirror, and I just started crying, like hysterically crying, till I couldn't take it anymore. And I started to pray, because my mom would tell me, everybody would tell me, God is your best friend, and you talk to him like you're talking to one of your friends, you know? So I got on my knees and I was like, God, why? I was like, why is everything that I hate about myself a reason for people not to love me? Or why is it being used against me to make me seem like I'm not worth it? And it just, I felt a little bit better after praying. I did. And before I went to sleep that night, there was a thought that came to my head, like a memory of a preaching. And it was like, the preaching was that God made me in his image. And I was thinking, God is perfect. Like, isn't God perfect? So God made everything the way he wanted it to be. So God didn't make a mistake with me. God doesn't think I'm ugly. God thinks I'm beautiful. God thinks that I'm worth it. God thinks that anybody can love me. And that helped me a little bit. And day by day I would think, God doesn't make mistakes. So if God doesn't make mistakes, how am I a mistake? How can I not be worth it? How can I say I'm not worth it? When God took his time to make me just the way I am. He took the times to put the hairs on my head, the times to put my birthmarks on my face. He took the time to make me the way he wanted me to. How can I hate what God made? How? That's like hating God. I hate myself. God made me. I hate what he made, and it just, that really, that hit me hard. And I started to think, screw what everybody says. Who cares? God made me. He knows what he did. He wasn't making me and say, oops, my bad. No, he made me beautiful. He made me, like, he just made me the way he wanted to be. I know I'm repeating that a lot, but he did. He made me the way he saw me, the way he thought of me. And God thinks I'm beautiful. God loves me. So why should I care what anybody else thinks of me? Like, honestly. And I'm making this video to tell anybody that's going through it that, why are you listening to so-and-so and to this other person? And why are you listening to anything anybody else has to say about you, if God made you just the way he wanted you to be? And I just want to say that I'm worth it. I know I'm worth it. And you're worth it. And whoever else feels that they're not worth it, you're worth it. Like, God didn't waste time making you. He made you for a reason, and soon enough you'll know. But it's just, I feel so better about myself just because God made me feel like, he made me feel like, just, he just made me feel beautiful, and he actually healed me. And I was thinking, like, it's crazy how things people say can actually affect you and your life. Like, what those things were being said, I didn't even hate those girls. Like, I didn't hate them. I hated myself more than I hated them. And it's crazy how much things that people can say can affect you and can affect anybody else. And I realize now, like, that people should watch what they say. Like, I wasn't one of the people that wanted to kill myself, but the things you say to a person, it could make them want to kill themselves. Like, people don't think before they come for somebody. They just speak, and they just criticize and judge, and you don't know what that person is going through on a daily basis, or you don't even know what they think of themselves, and you're putting them down. And my thought is, if somebody puts you down or puts me down, it's because they're already down there, and misery loves company, and they just needed somebody else, you know. And I've learned to love myself slowly. I'm still working on it. Like, there's still things that bother me about myself when I wear a certain outfit or anything. Like, if I wear something and I'm like I'm really fat, or I look ugly, like, it's just those things. But I'm slowly working on that, and I can't stress enough that everybody was made beautiful. Everybody was made just the way they're supposed to be. So if you're thinking about changing yourself, or you wear makeup to feel beautiful, you don't need it. You don't need the makeup. You don't need surgery. You don't need anything to make you look better if you're already the best you can be. You know, you're already beautiful. You're already worth it. And if you are going through what I'm going through right now, or was going through, and you're trying to love yourself, just remember that God didn't waste his time. He doesn't make mistakes, and if he never made a mistake, why did he start with you? He didn't. Like, it's just, people are so full of themselves that they think like they're better than anybody else, and they're not. They are not better than nobody. Nobody's better than anybody. Like, the only perfect one in this whole entire world, this anything, is God. There's nobody better than him. So don't make anybody feel like you're ugly and they're beautiful, because they can be beautiful on the outside, but their heart, their inside is dark and rotten and ugly, and they're just trying to put somebody else down. And I just wanted to say that everybody is beautiful. We're all beautiful, and I don't think nobody should be bringing other people down. And I just wanted to show how I overcame my flaws, my insecurities, and it was by God. I just prayed, and he helped me, and my thoughts about God is perfect, that helped me too. And I know anybody else can overcome it, and just, all in all, you're beautiful, and you're strong, and you're worth it. So that's all I have to say. Yeah, thanks for listening and watching, and that's it.